Break the Board Sports. It's your boy RJ Cash. Click that like, hit subscribe. Our first ever props to the futures. And what we're going to cover on this show is the NFL Championship weekend. We got Broncos hosting the Patriots. Some really wild stuff there with Jared Stidham. And then we got the Rams and the Seahawks. Going to go through some props, give you at the end my best bets. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. So, starting off, we got the New England Patriots at the Denver Broncos. Now, it's been well documented, talked about ad nauseum. Bo Nix with a broken ankle. Insert Jared Stidham. He's taken one snap with Denver this year, and he hasn't thrown a pass since 2023. Let's start there and look at his player props. Now, listen, for Jared Stidham to throw an interception over at DraftKings, minus 183 is what you got to look at there for him to throw an interception. When you look at that, you get the next thing you got to say is, okay, how can I monetize that, get it down a little bit lower here? And I think another way you can look at it is him to throw a touchdown and a pick. So if you do touchdown passes with him, let's say we go the over for Stidham on the interception, and we put passing TD, him to throw over one passing TD there on that. That's going to get you at plus 124. You know, obviously, Sean Payton, he has shown the inability to want to stick with the run and run the football. Therefore, I think Stidham, the ball's going to be in the air for him to throw a pick here in this one, to throw a touchdown over a half, minus $2, an interception, minus 183. So you can get that over at DraftKings, plus $1.24 for Stidham to throw a pick, and for Stidham to throw an interception there with the parlay. Now, if you're looking at Stidham passing and rushing yards total, you look over at FanDuel, it's 215.5, juice minus 114. Again, a lot of props here are going to be on Stidham. I do like putting in there also mixing around the pass attempts. It's got 32.5. I actually think that goes under. I don't think the Broncos are able to sustain a lot of long drives. So that's something that I would look kind of to an under there on the pass attempts. I just don't think there's going to be that many plays that he's able to get 33 attempts. But again, I like the parlay plus 124 on the prop of throwing a pick and throwing an interception. Now, Drake May, he has all passing and rushing yards combined. You can get him at 200 yards total for this. And I think a good way to look at that, if you look at it, it's minus $5. But again, you're just looking to try to get things monetized. You can go minus $1.45. If you're a Patriots backer and you think the Patriots are going to win this game, you can take the Patriots on the money line and put it with Drake May, all passing and rushing yards combined at over 200 yards. That leg parlay minus $1.45. Anytime touchdown scores, RJ Harvey, he's got to be live plus $1.25. Again, I know not a lot of run of football is what Sean Payton wants to do, but you got to think if they get down there close, he's got to be a guy. Hunter Henry of the Patriots, another guy, plus 175. Good odds there. If you're talking about Stidham, plus 420. You know what I mean? I think the best anytime touchdown scorer in this game, though, I do think Stidham throws a touchdown pass, and I like all the props circled around Evan Ingram. Listen, he's a big body. He's a big target. I think you're going to be able to find him in some situations where they try to get him the ball, little quick outs, and they try to like slowly, methodically work this thing down the field. Now, make no mistake about it, Broncos are going to try to bring this game. They might let Stiddy throw it all around the field, but they're 100% going to try to chew as much clock as possible. Another one, Marvin Mims, rushing total, wide receiver of the Broncos. Right now, 5+ rushing yards. You can get him plus $1.50. I think there's absolutely some good value with that when you look at it there on that game. Moving on to the Rams-Seahawks game. And this is, again, I think this is going to be the game of the week. I've thought that from the absolute beginning of this thing. And when you look at it, Matthew Stafford, 2+ touchdowns, minus $1.30. is out there. Sam Darnold, 2+ touchdowns, minus $1.10. Now, something that I will say when you look at the passing props, Sam Darnold has thrown 6 picks against the Rams. So when you look at this, you can get Sam Darnold to throw a pick minus $1.50. Listen, I think you got to play it. He has shown the inability to not throw an interception against the Rams, right? Matthew Stafford, 1+. I'm not sure that I like that part of it there. I'm not keen on that one. I am keen on anytime touchdown. Kenneth Walker's minus $1.55. That's a little high. I would maybe sprinkle instead, do his first touchdown for plus 450, and then again parlaying it. So again, if you do anytime touchdown, Kenneth Walker minus 155. And then you go over, let's go back to the passing props again, just try and do all this in real time for you. You take Matthew Stafford to throw a touchdown, just one. I know it's minus 740, but again, we're just trying to run this down. And Sam Darnold here. So Stafford, you take Stafford to throw 1 touchdown, Darnold to throw at least 1 interception, Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown, plus 572 over at DraftKings. I think that's absolutely worth some sprinkle there for sure. Going back, I forgot to mention this, wanted to touch on it because it was one of I had screenshot it because I was playing around. I said, man, I think that's a good play, and that's one I wanted to play, is when you look at going back to the Broncos game, the Broncos with the New England Patriots here on this one, is you take Jared Stidham, right? If you take Jared Stidham plus 100, or take Stidham to throw for at least 175 yards there and put that with the Drake May 200+ yards, right? And then the Patriots money line. So Stidham, yeah, 150+ yards. The Drake May 200 yards for passing and rushing total, and the Patriots money line plus 120. So sorry, just wanted to get that out. Forgot the first time around. Another thing that I think here when we look at this game is you got to look at, when you look at this game is look at the Rams, Kyren Williams. So listen, the Rams are going to have to run the football. They got absolutely no choice. They got to establish the run. Kyren Williams, 60+ yards is plus $1.30. When you're looking at the anytime touchdown scores, I think you got to parlay Kenneth Walker with some stuff. I think Charbonnet being out really clears the way for him. Kyren Williams, plus 120 anytime touchdown. He's also 7.5 to 1 for the first touchdown there. So him and even maybe Blake Corum. Corum is 3 to 1, but I definitely like the Rams getting some type of rushing touchdown here in this one. Now, another one is the Rams have really been zeroing in here and throwing the ball to Colby Parkinson. You can get him first touchdown score 17 to 1. Parkinson, again, has really did a nice job. They've been running a lot of plays towards him there. If you go over to his receiving props, total receptions for Colby Parkinson over 2.5 minus $1.36. I think he definitely gets the 3 there. So I like that. Again, you might have to find something to put it with. Maybe you put it with a Cooper Kupp over 2.5. Maybe you find some kind of thing where you can do alt with Njigba. The problem with that is Njigba his lines are so high, so you got to be really careful on some of these guys. Colby Parkinson, alt receiving yards. So maybe you put Parkinson together with just his receiving itself. And so if you go over here and you go Colby Parkinson, over 2.5 receptions here, right? So we're going to go Parkinson over 2.5 receptions, and let's go for 15+ yards. Now you can get 25+ yards minus $1.14 if you want to play it straight. But again, plus actually let's cut a little juice. Let's do 20+ yards. So Parkinson over 2.5 receptions and 20+ yards minus $1.20. I think you should lock that in. Again, the Rams have really targeted him in some of these situations. So I think there's a lot of good stuff there from a player prop standpoint. I also want to look at if looking ahead to the Super Bowl. So a lot of people don't look at this because they're in game right now. Seahawks plus 150, Rams 2-1, Patriots plus 250, Broncos 11-1. I don't think there's a lot of value in those. I do think there's a lot of value if you like a matchup. So if you're a guy that is a Seahawks are going to beat the Patriots, you're better off laying the 3-1 now. I think that's the better way to go. If you're Seahawks to beat the Broncos is plus 480 right now. If you think the Patriots beat the Seahawks, it's 5.5-1. Rams to beat the Patriots 4-1. Rams to beat the Broncos 6-1. Broncos, if you think they're going to beat the Seahawks, 20-1. So you want to look at these and maybe even look at it with the Super Bowl MVP there. So if you can get Super Bowl MVP and result parlayed together, again, I just think it's something you should look at. Get some value now because the value is going to be gone once the first game kicks off here. So again, if you're just looking at the look ahead lines, right now, Seattle would be a 7.5-point favorite over Denver. They'd be a 3.5-point favorite over the Patriots. The Rams would be an 8.5-point favorite over Denver, and the Rams would be a 3.5-point favorite over the Patriots. So again, those lines could move, probably not a lot, but could move before game time. So again, look at the result. Like if you like the Seahawks to beat the Patriots or you like the Rams to beat the Broncos, look at it, bet that early, sprinkle it now so you lock in some value. Hope you enjoyed props of the future. Go to breaktheboardsports.com. Promo code NFL50, all caps. Get you half off your first month. If we're not up a minimum 5 units at the end of your 30 days, you get the following 2 months for free. Every sport, hockey, baseball, NBA, college hoops, all the way through the Final Four and the first 2 weeks of the MLB season. RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, information, help you with your handicap. Whether you fade or follow, hope you guys win your bets. God bless and happy handicapping.